the traction control kicked in then, Jesus Christ. You see the light come on? Shit! But to re-emphasise that again, she is definitely quicker than the older model. Even though she's only 1 brake horsepower more, she's got much more torque than the old one. I haven't got the figures in my head, but believe me that it's there. Hi boys and girls, back out on a 1050, the new one. Oh, I forgot you had to use the clutch. Yeah, so here she is. Looks slightly different. For those of you that haven't watched any of my videos on my channel, on this bike is where it all started for me. On the older Tiger Sport, this is the new one. So I thought I'd take her out for a spin and see what she handles like. I'm definitely going to be getting amongst this review because having owned the previous model, I know obviously the gripes that people had with regards to screens and seats, mirrors, etc. So we're going to have a ride around for a bit, and I'll find a spot to pull over and go through some stuff. Not much has changed power wise on this bike. I think it's only got 1 more brake horsepower than the previous model, but more torque. A lot of yeah, the stock can is still shit. Some people have said it's got a nice tone to it, but nah, that'd have to go. But you know, on all bikes, stock cans are shit, apart from on my S1000XR, obviously. The woman in the shop stuck it in rain mode for me, which I don't fucking want. Sport, please. So we've got rain mode and sport. You can change on the fly. Do I need to press it again? That's the only shit thing, is this the mode button is all the way up here on the speedo, which is annoying. But she said you can change it on the fly, which you can. So yeah, so we're packing now. What are the updates on this? We've got now ride-by-wire throttle. We've got cruise control. I think it's the clutch hydraulic. No, it's cabled, I think. Yeah, and we've got these 3 different rain modes. We've got traction control. We've got a new screen with these little winglets on it. So they obviously listened to what the customer wanted, because everybody hated the screen. And everybody hated the seat. What do I reckon? It looks the same. I'll take it off when we stop, because a lot of people are asking if you can put the old seat on this one, because a lot of people have had custom seats done as I did, if they were to buy it and the seat was shit, to put their custom seat on. So once we stop somewhere, I'll take the seat off and have a look if it's the same. It looks similar. It's obviously had a new design, but I don't think it looks anything different. But we'll take it off and have a look underneath and see what the fittings are like. In sport mode, the throttle's very responsive. That's the only thing I don't really understand, is that it's got 125, 100 or 126 brake horsepower. So why would you need to have a rain mode to knock it down below 100 brake horse for the rain? Because, you know, my bike, the previous model, it wasn't unrideable in the rain because it was too powerful. But it's to do with the throttle mappings, I think, because in sport it's quite bitey. Definitely, it's pretty snatchy. So you probably wouldn't want that in the rain. So I'll give them that. But But you know, it's a lovely bike. I loved mine. I had it for nearly 3 years, and yeah, it's a beautiful machine. What I don't like though is what I changed on mine is all this plastic, you know, plastic everywhere, and I carbon wrapped all mine. It does look a bit, I don't know, I didn't like it so much. But what about the screen? How the fuck do you, oh there you go. Oh, dodgy, that's a bit weird. Dodgy mechanism to, you have to kind of wiggle it. Not sure about that, a bit cheap. Oh, she's quick, quicker than mine, definitely quicker. That throttle mapping in Sport is amazing. That is definitely a much better pickup than the previous Sport. Yeah, that was seriously quick. Like it. Wind protection is good. The screen is, I've just put it down on the lower setting. Just as I ripped it down that road, then it's fine. But you know, there's not much difference. A bit, I suppose, but it doesn't come up really high, so not too bad. But the winglets obviously do their job. Altenbrook. I don't know where I am exactly. I'm in Paderborn, which is about an hour and a half away from where I live. So I've got my sat nav in my pocket, so it's talking to me lug-all, but I can't see where I'm going. Yeah, I struggled to find the Tiger Sport to get on. All the dealerships in Germany, they were as much surprised as the customer was that they were making a new Tiger Sport. So nobody ordered them. And Paderborn, where I am now, was the only dealership that got on the case, ordered two. You know, I think they've just arrived. You know, but no other dealerships I found within 2 hours of where I live had any. So bit of luck there. I definitely miss the sound of that engine. Clutch and brake lever butter smooth, and I don't find the gearbox as clunky as the previous model. I mean, this bike is renowned for its clunky gearbox, but this is much smoother. Alright, so here she is. You know, nothing too much different to the bike at all. I mean, obviously looks wise, it comes in this matte black with neon yellow or black and silver. But looking at that, I don't think the seat is any different. Oh, I've forgotten how you get it off now. But the exhaust sucks. If anybody. No, that is the same seat. Are we recording? Yes. That is the same fasteners. Definitely the front and the rear. So yeah, it's all the same. Same pillion grips. Yeah, so if anyone wants to know, can they fit their custom seat on this bike, I would say you can. I wouldn't go as far as to say 100%, but I'm pretty sure. 99.9% sure you can get your custom seat to fit this bike. There you go, that answers your questions. Oh, I've not got it in the front. So what else have we got on board? We've now got cruise control on board. Slight difference to the clock, as I said. You've got your mode button up at the front. You've got now a gear indicator, which the previous one didn't have, which I never worried about. I didn't mind, but now having one on my bike, it's good to have it. So we've got a gear indicator and we've got our modes. So we're in sport now, and we've got rain, which, as I said, drops the power and obviously your throttle mapping, so it's a bit less snatchy. Oops, sorry. We've got road. Again, it will all be to do with levels of traction control and throttle mapping to give you a smoother ride. And sport. You know, this bike doesn't have the semi-active suspension. But it is obviously the same as the previous models, fully adjustable front and rear for preload and rebound. Same Nissan double caliper brakes, so nothing new there. The screen obviously is new, and as I said, the winglets, they do their job, but that is a bizarre mechanism. I feel like you're going to break it, but it's got two rubbers behind, so you have to pull it, and then it's a bit cheaply designed, I would have said, but the screen is good for buffeting. Again, I'd want to put a grill guard on there, a guard for the radiator and oil cooler. The sump cover is slightly different, and in the silver it's actually part silver and black. But again, I think there's too much plastic, and I covered all this in that as well, in carbon wrap. But it doesn't look too out of place on this bike because of the matte finish, the matte paint. But I think on the silver, again, that would annoy me. And always the same, they haven't done anything with that. Everybody wants to have the extender, the hugger extender, so all the shit doesn't flip up into the radiator. Yeah, exhaust. Nah, I don't think it's good. But let's fire it up and see if we can get a listen to it. Oh, clutch on a Triumph. Or maybe sat at the back here. You don't really hear that at the front. No, fair dues in conjunction with the motor tone. Yeah, it's definitely louder than the older one. So they've sorted that out a bit. The airbox I think is still the same, but a free flowing can. What else we haven't covered? The handguards. Handguards are a nicer look. I think they're from the Explorer. I think on the older one they look like two fucking buckets hanging off. They were good, but for looks they were not so good. The mirrors is a good point. The mirrors was the same issue on the old bike. A lot of people had it. You could only see, they were too short, so you could only see your shoulders. But these again, I think they're off the Explorer. And no dramas whatsoever, so no need for the extensions that everybody used to get, and I had them as well. So that's cool. And what I didn't like, you know, on mine was it had quite a hard throttle and a hard clutch, but this is all butter smooth. The clutch is really soft, obviously fly-by-wire, no resistance there, but not overly. You know, it's not too light that you can't feel. No, you've got no feel at all when you're on the gas. But clutch is lovely. Cool. Right, I hope I've covered most things. Get back out on the road a bit and have a little blast. The throttle response is very, very good in sport mode. And she just pulls all the time. Anybody thinking about not changing it, or anybody thinking that they haven't changed enough on this bike to warrant Part X in your old Sport or your SE, whatever you've got, would be wrong. This is much better. Excuse me. Let's do a quick, nobody's behind me, I'll stay in 6th gear, see how smooth the fueling is. We'll drop down to 50, full throttle. smooth as hell, fueling all the way up through. Whoa! No issues with the seat initially, that it's uncomfortable, but I didn't find that on the old one, that it was uncomfortable, but I couldn't sit on mine for over an hour, or for an hour, and then I'd want to get off, you know. So I had the seat done. I did go to Italy on it once with the stock seat, and I hated it. You know, days riding, it just broke my arse. I'm just having a look through the menu at the moment to see if anything else has changed. It's all pretty much similar. Automatic indicator is the same. Or your trip 1 and trip 2, you can turn, that's your traction control, obviously you can turn that on and off, and that is the only extra that's in the menu structure, is being able to turn the traction control on and off. But other than that, it's all the same. Yeah, so as I said, hopefully that's to a benefit to you guys. And a lot of it was done from question and answering on the 1050 page, Target 1050 page. But I've tried to cover everything that I can. But as I said before, if anybody, I know there was a guy that I spoke to was put off, or not put off, he spoke to the dealership, his local dealership, about the bike, and they told him that the changes were minimal, and that he was thinking about then not getting it. I would go against that 100%. There's so much changes on this bike, although, you know, looks wise things haven't. Mechanically, electronically, it's been made brilliant, and for the better. You know, so if anybody is put off by the changes not warranting trading it in, then that is wrong. It is amazing. Yeah, so there we go. So don't forget to subscribe, and down here, click this button here. Like the video if you liked it. Click dislike if you thought it was shit, and I'll see you next time. The only downer is that it comes with these Pirelli STs again, and I know some people do like them, but a lot didn't, and I hated them, so they'd have to come off. But there she is.